In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I passed a prop firm challenge through Topstep with a 70% win rate and a 1-to-1 R using my iFVG strategy. Now, the rule was for this prop firm account, I was only allowed to trade in the PM session. And honestly, I didn't think I'd pass the account. So I did better than I thought because a lot of times PM session is hit or miss. And I'm going to show you my equity curve, show you the win rate and everything. And I'm going to just kind of explain how I did it. And I'm going to show you, despite the losing days, you will still get good setups and you can make it back as long as you don't revenge trade, as long as you aren't emotional, etc. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you guys don't already know who I am, I'm Dodgy, and I have one of the highest win rate strategies in ICT. I learned from ICT, I credit ICT all the time, and most of the people you see teaching iFVGs learn from me, or if not from me, someone who learned from me as well. So again, I know what I'm doing. I'm not new to this, and yeah, so let's get into the equity curve. So here's the equity curve, and the first thing I want you to notice is it took me 38 days. Okay, it probably should have taken me much less, but some days I forgot I had the account, and I only trade during the PM session, and I won when I was green 73% of the days. Now the first thing you should notice is I started off red. You see that? I took a loss that day, and I started off red. Okay. Now, a lot of people are like, who are doing these are like, oh my God, what a start. Like, I'm going to lose. I'm going to blow their account. But you cannot have that mindset. You need to trust that iFVGs and the model I teach is good. Like, pretend like you're a robot. I guarantee you, if you backtest an FxReplay, which if you want to backtest an FxReplay, use code Dodgy15, you'll get a 15% discount. If you want to backtest an FxReplay and you go to the end of the month, I guarantee you, you'll have a couple red days, but you're still green by the end of the month. So why does one day matter? If you zoom out and look at the whole month as itself, what is one day going to matter to you? This was a red day. This was a red day. This was a red day. Red day, red day, red day, red day, red day. They didn't matter though, because I still made them back. I still made it back the next day. And you have to understand that one red day in 38 days is not going to matter, because I trust my strategy so much, and I trust myself not to revenge trade, because I know on the next day I'm probably going to get a better win. Okay, if you take a loss, who cares? Maybe it's bad price action, but the chances price action is bad 3 days in a row is probably not likely. You're probably going to get 1A plus setup. It's going to make your wins back. So that's the first start in me passing this. Okay. I'm not trying to scam you guys. I'm being real with you. Okay. I did not have a 100% win rate. It was the PM session. It was very hit or miss. Some setups were just horrible. And again, it was a PM and I had to trade during PM only. So I took them. But you can see, again, very, very strong equity curve. Now, what are some examples of setups I took? Okay, let me just show you some examples. I'll show you an example of a losing setup I took. I actually posted it on my Twitter a little bit ago. And again, this is one example of a losing trade that I took, which is going to be right here. Okay, so this is an example of a losing trade I took. This was on
a live trade
July 11th. Okay, I'm not going to play the whole audio, but I took this trade right here. Okay, and towards the end, you can just kind of listen to what I'm saying. So let's listen to what I'm saying. I'll put my headphones on. Sorry for the bad quality. Gonna watch my face. So I'm about to exit the position. Again, you can see. So I'm exiting here. So that is a loss. I'm going to finish the day down 223 for PM session. So, and again, I was at 51,000. I finished 223 down. But who cares? Who cares? Because I know my strategy is good enough to make it back, right? I don't care. I know my strategy is good enough to make it back. And that's the important part of trading a strategy. Like today was one of those days where we got a couple good iFVGs and some of them failed. Like for example, this one to the downside failed right here. Very good setup, but it obviously ended up failing. That's okay, but it doesn't matter because any other day this probably would work. And when you're taking these iFVG setups, you obviously the main thing I'm looking for is a sweep of liquidity, and I'm looking for that singular fair value gap to get inversed. And I'm always thinking, like, if the bias is truly bullish, would we have bounced here? Probably. So, again, the whole basis behind my entry model is if this gets broken, I'm assuming we're going to dump. right? Just like there is this one here too. So this was a bullish for value gap, and I kind of saw this deadly candle through it. And in my opinion, I mean, if the bias was truly bullish, do you think we would have probably bounced off this? I think so. And because we didn't, that just tells me we're going to go down. So most of the setups I took were mostly like common sense, like, oh, this is getting wrecked, we're probably going to go the other way. Again, and if you want to check out my free ratings guide on how I rate these iFVG setups, you can just click the link in the description. But again, it's just my model is pretty safe. It's pretty good. I have a nice break-even method. And here's two examples of trades you could have taken. One was a loss, one was a win. But it's not going to be like this. You're going to get wins, right? You're going to get wins. You're going to get losses. But keeping your wins bigger than your losses, first of all, is one important thing. And also staying, like, you should have known to stay out during here because it's super choppy. But yeah, so this is how I passed an account. I just use these iFVG setups. If you want to learn more, just type in Dodgy's DD, go to my playlist, go to my channel, and then go to my strategy. Or you can buy my course, but please don't buy my course. You don't need it. I mean, if you want it, you can, but everything's free on my YouTube, okay? Everything's free on my YouTube. Again, if you're a free person, just watch it for free. Just go to my strategy playlist. And if you're very organized and you want to learn more in depth, then buy my course. But I suggest doing my free YouTube. I'm not trying to scam you guys, okay? And yeah, another loss here, but this is kind of low, so again, not a great setup. So yeah, that's how I pass my account. I make a lot of videos on my setup. I make a lot of videos on my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, going over iFVGs, and that is going to be that. I will end it off. I will show my win rate here real quick. So my win rate was approximately, let's see what my win rate was. My win rate was 70%. Here's the stats. You can see that my average RR was, let's see if I get this. My average RR was 111, 70% win rate, average winning trade 120, average losing trade 117. So again, pretty solid curve, pretty solid stats, and that's going to be it for that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I will say that Topstep, there is a big issue with Topstep. You can't actually use more than 2 micros. You can only use a mini. So I do recommend using Apex if you want to get funded. And yeah, use code Dodgy for 80% off right now. Apex is honestly paying. They just paid out my friend in less than a day the other day. The fastest I've ever seen them pay out someone. So use code Dodgy, buy some accounts. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.